name is Alexander, and I have chosen IKEA as my company, so I will do a company profile on them. I'll be going around various topics like why did I choose IKEA, what do I like about IKEA, the various questions I've put before myself and tried to answer, what is IKEA, information and thoughts about IKEA. That's a mix between personal thoughts about them and then informative information. Then there's a bit of a conclusion, you could call it, about the future of IKEA and where I see myself, for example, working for them. Then there's a bit of sources and enclosures at the end, but I will talk about that later. First, why did I choose IKEA? I chose IKEA because it is a company with a lot of history and ingenuity. The entire company was created and built by one guy alone, which is extremely impressive. This guy put his blood and tears into IKEA. After a lot of years, this company ended up blossoming, which is incredible. That's why I kind of handpicked IKEA. What is IKEA? IKEA is a company from Sweden which specializes in selling furniture, clothing and more at a low price. IKEA is world famous, almost as famous as Jysk. Both sell various things like furniture, but somehow IKEA is even bigger than Jysk. IKEA is a Swedish founded multinational group headquartered in the Netherlands that designs and sells ready to assemble furniture, kitchen appliances and home accessories. What does IKEA stand for? The name IKEA simply stands for Ingvar Kamprad Elmtarud Agunarud. The acronym IKEA is made up of the initials of his name, Ingvar Kamprad, which is the creator of IKEA itself, plus those of Elmtarud, the family farm where he was born, and then the nearby village called Agunarud. The choice of name is weird when you think about it. They could have chosen any name if available, of course, but unlike Jysk, IKEA doesn't stand for anything international or heartwarming. Jysk stands for Jutlandic, which represents modesty and intuition. How did IKEA start and how have they developed? Kamprad began to develop a business as a young boy. He started selling matches at the age of 5. When he was 7, he began traveling further afield on his bicycle to sell to neighbors. He found out he could buy matches in bulk very cheaply from Stockholm, sell them individually at a low price and still make a good profit. He then expanded to selling fishes and later on Christmas decorations, seeds and later again ballpoint pens and pencils. When he was 7, his father gave him cash for succeeding in his studies. IKEA was then founded in 1933, selling replicas of Kamprad's Uncle Ernst's kitchen table. In 1948, Kamprad diversified his portfolio, adding furniture. His business was mostly mail order. In 2013, Kamprad decided to quit his job, and he gave the leader position to his youngest son, Matthias Kamprad. He then took over and started working on the company without his father. Kamprad told the press this: "I see this as a good time for me to leave the board of Inter IKEA Group. By that we are also taking another step in the generation shift that has been ongoing for some years." Since Kamprad's son took over, IKEA has been expanding their wares and catalogs. They now don't only sell furniture, but also food and clothing. How does IKEA sell themselves? IKEA is a big company, so you would expect them to have a lot of commercials. For example, they do have their own catalogs, but you would expect to see a lot of video commercials on the TV. For example, when you watch the news at the night or evening, you would expect to see an IKEA commercial, but you don't really. They mostly use the YouTube page when it comes to the commercials, or they show it during Super Bowl times. Why? Unknown. What about their competitors? According to Hopkins 2008, there's more competitive pressure if there are more rivals in the industry. IKEA is one of the only is one of a kind in Europe, which means that they don't really have much competition, and Europe is also where the major revenue is made from. They're able to restrict competition due to their cost leadership and product differentiation. Apart from the competition, IKEA faces from UK-based B&Q, the largest DIY retailer in Europe and the third largest in the world in China. Its biggest worry is that a lot of companies are starting to actually copy their products. The picture on the right side is actually a bag made from a company called Balenciaga, which is a French company. These bags are made specifically for IKEA, and they only cost like $1. Then there's this bag which costs around $2,315 just for a bag, which they basically stole the design from IKEA. Conclusion or future work. As I stated before, I picked IKEA because it is a company with a lot of history and ingenuity. I've personally always wanted to work at IKEA in their office or so, of course. Why? Well, it's an international company, so there will be a lot of international customers. This really got me hooked, and interested in the entire IKEA franchise. On the paper, there's for example, a link to the YouTube video I was talking about before. So I definitely recommend checking it out, as it's basically playing on the customer's feelings and the feeling of family, friendship, home, that stuff. It's a really good video. I'd recommend it. Well, I think that's basically all I have to say right now. See ya. Bye.